If you work with data long enough, you eventually hit a wall. You load up a file, run a script, and suddenly your machine starts straining. Your fan spins up, and your progress simply grinds to a halt. For over a decade, Pandas has been the absolute default tool for general data analysis in Python. It is mature, deeply documented, and built to handle everyday data tasks with ease. But businesses are collecting exponentially more information than they used to. It is now common to pull routine datasets that stretch into the tens of millions of rows. The underlying architecture of Pandas was designed before these massive datasets became the norm, and before modern multi-core processors were standard on every computer. This chart shows exactly where that limit exists. Look at the Panda zone in the bottom left. Processing time and memory usage stay flat for standard files, but once your dataset crosses a few million rows, those resource requirements spike upward and the system chokes. Pandas hasn't suddenly become a bad library. The physical scale of modern data has simply outgrown the specific limits it was built on. This brings us to Polars. It is a newer DataFrame library engineered from the ground up specifically to bypass those large-scale processing limits. As Polars gains popularity, data professionals face a tough choice. You see the massive speed gains and worry you are falling behind. But you also have functional codebases written entirely in Pandas that would take weeks to rewrite. We are not trying to crown one of these tools as the permanent replacement for the other. Our goal today is to look at your specific project, check the sheer volume of data you are processing, and match that load to the correct underlying engine. Because adopting Polars means trading the familiar, forgiving style of Pandas for a steeper learning curve. You only want to make that trade when you actually need the raw, scalable power Polars provides. To make that decision, we need to look under the hood at the first major difference, the underlying programming languages driving these libraries. Pandas is built primarily around Python and NumPy. By default, it processes your data using only a single processor core at a time, no matter how powerful your computer actually is. In our comparison matrix, look at the architecture row. Under Pandas, your data queues up, squeezing slowly through a single processing bottleneck. Polars takes a different approach. Its Rust-based engine automatically splits the work across all available cores simultaneously. The result is measurable. Without writing any special parallelization code yourself, Polars completes identical tasks several times faster than Pandas, sometimes pushing past a 10-time speedup depending on the operation. But keep in mind, splitting a small job across 8 cores takes more effort than just doing the job. If your dataset is tiny, this speed advantage vanishes entirely. The second architectural difference comes down to how your commands are actually executed by the computer. Pandas uses eager execution. When you write a line of code to filter rows or drop a column, Pandas executes that command immediately, as soon as you run it. Going back to the matrix, we see this eager execution in action. The system finishes step 1, holds the intermediate result in memory, moves to step 2, and then finally hits step 3. Polars offers an alternative called lazy evaluation. Instead of reading a file immediately, you use a method called scan_csv to draft a blueprint of your workflow. You execute everything at the end using collect. Polars looks at the entire sequence first, creating an optimized query plan. It spots redundant calculations, crosses them out, and combines the remaining steps into a highly efficient run. This approach saves massive amounts of system memory. By knowing exactly what data you need, Polars avoids loading unused rows and columns into your RAM in the first place. But there is a clear trade-off. Because lazy evaluation delays the actual processing, you lose the ability to print your dataset and inspect intermediate rows step by step as you write your script. Beyond the back-end engines, these two libraries dictate very different daily routines when you actually sit down to write the code. In Pandas, workflows often involve repeatedly reassigning variables. It also handles missing data with a somewhat flexible, generic approach using NaN values. Polars is much more rigid. It relies heavily on explicit method chaining, where every operation connects in one long sequence, and missing data uses a dedicated, explicit null representation. Look at the syntax row to see this contrast. The Pandas code is loose and stacked, while the Polars code locks together tightly in a single, predictable chain. This strict typing forces you to think clearly about your exact data formats up front. It takes slightly more effort initially, but it actively prevents silent, hidden bugs from breaking your data pipelines weeks later. While that rigid structure results in highly reliable, production-ready pipelines, it requires you to learn a completely different expression system. Even if you have written pandas for 5 years, polars will feel like starting over. So, taking all of that into account, let's map out exactly which tool you should reach for right now. Here is the decision tree. The primary filter is the sheer volume of data on your hard drive. If your dataset is roughly under 5 million rows, we move to the left side of the tree. The next filter is your objective. If your goal is everyday exploratory analysis or ad hoc reporting, the path is clear. You should stick with pandas. At this size, pandas handles the data effortlessly. You get fast visual feedback, a massive ecosystem of tutorials, and guaranteed integration with almost every other Python library. But if we pan back to the top and look at datasets pushing over 5 million rows, the calculus changes. We check the goal again. When you are building automated production pipelines or moving massive volumes of engineering data, system resources matter. Here, the choice is polars. The compute time and memory savings it extracts from your multi-core processor are now critical business requirements. You do not need to pick a side in a library war. The tool you use is dictated entirely by the physical constraints of the data in front of you. That means you can stop worrying about going back and migrating all of your old scripts. If your current pandas code works, leave it alone. You should not start forcing polars into every new small-scale project just because the library is currently trending on data engineering forums. The golden rule is simple. Stick with what you know until the day your specific project causes pandas to choke, freeze, or run out of memory. When that performance failure finally happens, you have your signal. That is the exact moment the return on investment exists to sit down, climb the learning curve, and put polars to work.